Good? This is Ronan. I'm making this video in response to Melissa Speaks, and she had a question for the men addressing as to why men are carelessly spreading their seed. And me personally, I don't have any children, but I've had a few incidences where I can speak on this. I have a brother right now who is, I can't even call a part-time dad, more like a temp service dad. Comes over for a hot second, doesn't even give the children attention as they need, and I'm basically watching them. I've had associates who had scores of children by different women, and I even seen a former business associate basically tell his girlfriend 3 times he had another baby and she was supposed to accept it, and she couldn't take it at the third one, which led to a lot of questions in my mind. But I honestly believe, to answer Melissa's question, I believe a lot of guys are taught as much as an abundance of access to women is a symbol of status or importance. I've been shown this by my father, and I had to learn quite a few hard, even brutal lessons that isn't the case. Sport fucking isn't the business. Being Johnny Appleseed with your DNA leads to a collateral damage on an epic scale. I've seen families broken by the uses of wayward penises and vaginas. Overextended families, broken legacies. You have to figure the lessons I learned myself, having had women sabotage my condoms, basically do all kind of underhanded things, trying to get themselves pregnant as a matter of keeping a guy. I've learned that you gotta have unedited communication right up front. And that's what's not happening nowadays. You don't have people asking that person, are you ready to go to a free clinic to get tested? And when you have the conversation about sex. And I've had that conversation a lot of times to scare women the fuck off, which was good, but then it was disturbing at the same time. Then you don't have the conversation like, well, there's a possibility of us having children. What happens? Besides coming up with names and, clothing, everything like that, we don't have that long-term thought. And given how people are easily influenced by television or society, they're looking for that instant gratification. And these would be the same individuals who can't deal with that long-term suffering. So basically, a lot of times it's over status. It's an ego trip, peer pressure. And these are not justifiable excuses, because again, given that there are more contraceptives stronger than condoms, which is common sense, which is barely used, you have to look at this individual and think, if I actually had children with this person, would I be cool with that idea? Does this person seem like a suitable mother? But that usually falls in the real relationship category, or if you're cool with a chick. A lot of times, and I've done this on occasion long ago, I used to fuck around with a chick, and yeah, I took the precautions, but still, the element of danger is there. Some might find it exciting, but really, literally throwing your dick on the crap table is really not the business. It doesn't matter how good this individual looks, how this person appears in the beginning. People change when reality situations come to surface. So I say a solution and a suggestion. People really need to talk more, and not just with the people that they involve themselves with, but with themselves. there are those guys who happen to try to trap a woman into, having his children and keeping her around, but that has to be some of the dumbest shit on earth. And you got people who have no sense of self. All kind of bad excuses, which I don't really honor or care for most of the times. But me personally, having lost twins, being reckless, and having been burned with an STD, it changed quite a few things since then. So, as best as possible, it's we need to have a conversation with these young guys and let them know, look, man, what does she bring to the table besides her pussy and her problems? Now, I know it sounds brash, but it's an honest and really in-depth question. You find your own way to express it, or sit her down. Matter of fact, not just pay attention to how she responds to that question. See the family and get a good look at what the fuck you're possibly inheriting, because most people don't do that. They just figure, I'm gonna meet you at the hotel and that's that. Now, as adults, you do what you do, but you cannot be pissed off at the choices that come from your decisions. So I don't have any justifiable excuses or acceptance of wayward penises. Some guys think it's cool until, the rabbit actually has the gun and taking your ass to child support court. So hopefully that helps, Melissa.